Welcome to the channel, guys, and today I am super excited to be covering Fryevia, and I will answer the question of if you should take her to 140. And definitely, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, share, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. There will be a little bit of information that I do want to leave about the channel at the end of this video, so definitely be sure to check that out if you're new to the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, Fryevia is a magic tank, and she does that very well. Even without the enhancement, she was just somebody who just absorbed damage. And with all the cards that Ice really has, it made it really easy for her to just stay alive. But when we get to the enhancements that she gets, damn, are they really good. The Spirit Up 20, I feel like that was something that she was really missing. Even though you could use Velus's card to kind of lift that spirit up a little bit, as well as equipment, I just found it kind of difficult to get her spirit up even when using Fryevia, so this is a huge upgrade for her. Wow. The AoE resistance is also really good. One of her best friends is Velus, so you definitely want to stack this and definitely give him as much AoE resistance as you can. He's really going to try and help keep her alive, and overall I would have to say this is just one of the better upgrades I've seen so far. Now, with Fryevia being a tank, you definitely want to try and get as much HP as possible. The dex look and accuracy wouldn't hurt, but she's also going to need AP just because she's a Spellblade, so you may have issues with her as far as her AP goes. But from my experience with her, I've never really had her struggle with AP. She's somebody who also has means of lowering her AP cost, which we will look at a little bit later. So realistically, whatever AP you do get is just more so of a luxury. As far as the skill that got upgraded, we're looking at Spellville Blade. The only thing that it really added was HP absorption, and I think that's kind of a big upgrade for her. This is going to make the skill extremely powerful when it just comes to survivability. It already rose the defense and spirit, as well as bestow Wind Eater, and it was a guaranteed hit as well. So with the upgrade, it kind of just made it almost a perfect skill, to be completely honest. One of the two other skills I kind of want to look at is the Attract Barrier. This is something you will always leave on. This is going to be extremely huge for her. This is going to give her hate, as well as bestowing a barrier that reduces magical damage. It's just going to be an absolute must. Now, since you're mainly going to be targeting magic-oriented teams, Silence Blade is also going to be pretty important for her. If you can silence somebody, then chances are they're going to be completely useless and not do anything to her. Once again, this is just going to be an absolute must for her. Looking at her main sub-job, it does have Resist Magic and Taunting Spell, which you may want to use if you don't have her card. It's going to have a good amount of range, and at the same time, it's not going to stop her from going into Spellville Blade, but it won't be that big of a deal if you can get her to go into that barrier as well as having her card. And the Resist Magic can be good if you have the time to cast it and then still go into the magic barrier. And if you don't have her stats at nullification to magic attack, then that spirit and magic attack resistance is going to be kind of useful. But honestly, for me personally, I just have to say that White Mage is just going to be universally better. It has full life, so she can definitely go into this maybe if you get somebody killed off of AoE attacks. And it's always a possibility that her hate will be dispelled by somebody, so if they end up dying, she should be able to be tanky enough to take whatever damage that they're sending her way, and at the same time you'll get an ally back. Raise is something else that I would also probably leave on. It's not going to have as high of a probability, but I feel like it's just better to give her access to this than just turn it off completely. Something also to consider when you're using White Mage is that she has a support-oriented AI. She doesn't mind attacking and going in for the kill, but if your allies have enough damage dealt to them, she will prioritize trying to heal over attacking somebody. So you may want to consider probably just turning her heals off, because I feel like she's better just outright going into Spellville Blade, buffing her defenses, making herself as tanky as possible, so that if she has to go into full life, you won't have to be as concerned about the damage that she's taking. When it comes to Protect and Shell, she will put this on herself before trying to put this on other people, but it has a lot of cast, and since her AI is going to prioritize being more of a support than an attacker, it's something that can possibly get her killed, and I just feel like they're just better turned off. As far as her supports go, Wind Spirit Ward is something you will always leave on. Raises her magic attack resistance, her slash resistance, as well as her wind resistance. It pairs extremely well with her card, and if you want her to be nullified to magic attacks, this is just gonna really help you a lot. When it comes to her second support, you're gonna use Savior's Protection. Once again, this is raising her magic attack resistance, and it's raising her debuff resistance, so that it helps make it difficult for the enemy team to debuff her, and you want to definitely pair this with Trust Stones, whether it's the Spirit debuff, Magic debuff, as well as Elemental debuff. When it comes to her reaction ability, you can go with Magic Guard. This is going to reduce the magic attack damage that she's taking, but I do want to say that the main reason why I personally don't use this is that chances are nobody's going to run a full outright magic team, and if she's getting hit by somebody else that's maybe dealing physical damage, this is not going to have a chance to proc at all. You could also go with Dispel Counter. This could possibly remove buffs like Evasion, Hatred, and stuff like that from the enemy team, and it's a little bit more well-rounded and more usable whenever you're taking her maybe into guild battle. But for me personally, I just go with Regenerator. This is going to give her that regeneration duration, and it's going to raise her healing power. It pairs well with her Spellville blade, and if she's running with Velis, this is going to help her stay alive and make his heals way more potent, and this is probably the one I would have to recommend. Now, something I have seen her prioritize over Spellville Blade is Ice Prison. This is her limit break. It's going to deal a good amount of damage. It's going to lower the AP consumption, and this is another reason why she's honestly not going to hurt for AP that much, especially for being a Spell Blade. This skill really just helps her foundation, and for it dealing magic damage, it's not reflectable. I just really wish it did have an Ice Imperil, but maybe I'm asking for too much. Her master ability, we're just going to see more magic attack resist. This is also going to give her a nice stat to her agility. So even if you're using something like Freezies, you don't have to worry about her being extremely slow. Now when it comes to Fryevia, for her to be a true tank, you do kind of want to be weary of one of her bigger weaknesses are going to be strike attacks. So I would try to be cautious against maybe units who have Law Geo Absorption, Garvel, as well as Summer Helena. They're going to probably be doing a lot more damage to her. And if she already has a chain building up, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to see these skills outright kill her. She does not have courage, she does not have re-raise, and that's one of the main reasons why I kind of don't like Velis as much, because I feel like if he had those things, oh my gosh, they would be like pretty much a perfect pairing. And since she has a lot of magic resist as well as the spirit just natively on her, or being supplemented through the equipment you can put on her, I can see her being used outside of the ice element as far as just a rainbow team. So maybe characters like Yuna or Halloween Little Lilo can definitely be a huge help to her. But a lot of that's going to play into what kind of cards you have, the equipment and TMRs that they have as well. If you have Halloween Ryu's TMR, this would also work really well with her. She's a low cost, only costs 80, so it's going to be extremely easy to build a limited guild battle team, or maybe something for limited class match. Somebody like Winter Revis, that will definitely be a good pairing as well. Overall, I'm just extremely pleased with her upgrade. I couldn't be happier with the things that she got. And when it comes down to the recommendations, I would have to say an absolute yes. If you have the units to put around her, if you have the cards, the proper things, and a lot of Isis cards are kind of just free to play or in the general pool. So before I do end the video, I did want to kind of say to the new people who subscribed, thank you tremendously. I am super pleased to just be at 100 finally. This was something I really didn't think I was going to be able to achieve. I made a video pretty much talking about how I generally felt in the Wodev community. So this was definitely a huge boost to my confidence, and once again, I just want to say thank you. I truly am humbled. A huge heads up to people, I never upload on Fridays and Saturdays. I take that time to myself. I am currently a student, and I am kind of in between moving. So if there are times where I don't upload, just know that it's for a good reason, and I'm trying to get to a place to where I can be more consistent. I also do want to say that these videos are extremely expensive to make as far as resources go, so if you want to be a Patreon, or possibly just donate to the PayPal, make a one-time donation, any amount would be extremely appreciated, and it would help this channel just pretty much thrive and allow me to continue to make content like this. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a nice weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. So maybe characters like Yuna or Halloween